some of that and see how we can handle this Hermiston defense. But I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there earlier, talking about both of these teams are just looking for a win at this point.
Yeah, Southridge in that game probably ran 60, 70 plays from the line of scrimmage, and every one of them on the ground. So you talk about wearing a team out. Eventually they did put up 60 on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Southridge, if we're talking about the rest of the MCC, is just, they're kind of like the fifth team, I would say, there. I mean, you have your Richland, Kamiakin, Chiawana, and then Southridge, so fourth, I should say. Speaking of Richland and Chiawana actually winning that game right now. I don't think anybody
I don't think anybody's
surprised by that, but the score there currently 27-13. Maybe people surprised that Richland able to score 13 before the fourth quarter, especially given the way Chiawana played against Kennewick last week. Very impressive performance, and when it comes to the MCC, I think they're by far the best team we've seen.
Yeah, really dominating, and also looking at the rankings this week, I think that's fair to say, and I'd have to say Chiawana's best team I've seen so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was kind of hoping, just because of the sports fan in me, that Richland would pull off an upset. So then you have a three-way tie for the MCC title. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Chiawana going to handle business most likely there against the Bombers.
And I learned a long time ago, when you're calling them, you never root for anything because you got to work the game.
Well, that's true, too. That's true. I just wanted it for
the fan and the three-way. But, you know, how are you going to decide that? And then you get up and...
Well, that's the point. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, how do you break this tie? And then it's kind of, you start getting down to tiebreakers.
Well, the kick is away, and we're underway here in the second half of action as Pasco returns this one out to the right side, looking to get a couple blocks, cuts it back up towards the middle, still fighting, carrying Hermiston tacklers down to the 40-yard line. Great return there to open up this second half. That was Cavaribus on the return, I believe. Malik, the junior, 5'7", 165. And they'll come out now. Takes the snap, throws it off to the halfback, out to the left, and flags fly already here in the second half, Craig. We've seen a lot of them. Most likely going to be a holding call as ref picked his flag up and threw it back over to the Pasco side of the ball.
Yeah, at the end, definitely holding. Set up well. Little chuck to the left.
Yeah, I mean, without the penalties, Craig, we'd probably already be into the fourth quarter of play.
Well, you know what? The first quarter was pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, it took about the first 12 minutes took us about 26 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the second 15.
Which is really fast.
Took about
football.
45. Yeah, it took about 45 minutes with all the penalties.
Pasco takes the snap, pitches it off to the back. Big hole up the middle, hits it, carries a Hermiston defender on his back for about 3 yards before he's brought down. The 47. You can see this looks like it was just a designed read option play. And
yeah, it's Elijah Henderson.
You know, I just think that old Vera there maybe didn't see a hole, wanted to get rid of it. Said, here, you take it, Henderson. See if you can find a hole. Kind of underhanded that one to him, too, if you saw that. So, Vera motions. Give up the middle. Lowers the shoulder. Trying to fight forward for the first down and has enough yards to reset the chains for Pasco. That was Henderson on the carry. Heard a lot from him tonight.
Henderson getting 2 straight plays this year coming in. Carried the ball 70 times, 203 yards.
It's a lot of carries. You know, Derrick Henry was talking about how much his coaches utilized him in high school. He was averaging about 30 carries a game. Said he looks at that now and it's like, I don't know what my coaches were trying to do to me. Another little shovel pass to Henderson from Olvera. That'll go for about 9 yards. Bring up 2nd and 1 now.
Well, Pasco has learned that they can move the ball and do it on the ground and do it well, and they do it again with Henderson. So now they're picking up some chunks. Good pickup in 9 yards this time. 2nd and a very short 1.
They'll come out now. Twins to the top and bottom of your screen. Snap, gives, takes it to the left, runs over his teammate, but able to pick up the first down. Be a gain and carry of about 6 yards on the play. Sets Henderson again.
Yeah, why stop a good thing? But we do have a player down on the field for Pasco.
I believe it's an offensive lineman and could have been the player that Henderson, you know, just had his momentum going and trying to lower his shoulder.
34-38. No experience necessary player. It's going to teach you the game a little bit better knowing those rules.
A little update from that Richland-Chiawana game. In the 4th quarter now, Chiawana leads it 34-13. So, yeah, I mean, we talked about them a little bit, and I genuinely believe it's the best team in the MCC, and they had put themselves in a position to kind of go toe-to-toe with some of those West Coast teams come time the playoffs.
Well, and they go into the unfriendly territory, and they're up by 3 TDs.
Well, the Pasco player is up and walking on his own accord.
That's Moreno marching off the field.
Always good to see. I mean, homecoming for Pasco, so you don't want to see anybody get hurt, especially this late in the season. A lot of these guys obviously go out and play some other sports too. Might see some of their names in basketball or baseball. So, want to see everybody stay healthy. Oliveira takes the snap, breaks a tackle, spins, still on his feet, fighting forward for yards. There is a penalty marker down.
Boy, that was a great job there.
Jaden Williams.
Yeah, Williams just grinding that. 5'11", 180, junior. 2 different spins, but it's all going to come back. Goes for naught. So a great run that takes the ball back with the penalty back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and I mean, Pasco almost keeps shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties. I mean, even in the first half, had some big pickups, good plays, and then end up putting themselves in just horrible situations in terms of the downs marker, because this will be about 1st and 20 now. And they've been effective on the ground, not so much through the air, but as I say, that throws the incompletion. The pass there intended for Garza. Garza, we've heard his name a few times throughout the night. I believe that's the 2nd time they've tried going his way on that curl route down the right side of the field.
Looking over your shoulder, it looks like people in Richland, drive safely on your way home. 41-13.
Yeah,
fumble
41.
Recovery and a touchdown.
That's
so Chiawana is just rolling right now.
That's rough. I don't know anybody that they haven't done that to this year, though, to be fair. Throws left on the deep ball. Got his receiver. Great pass breakup there from Hermiston. That's Welty, who doing it on both sides of the ball now.
Yeah, Welty, stride for stride, able to stay with his opposing number 1, Valencia. Working out of the pocket, and they go one-on-one, and excellent. Got that right hand on it. Welty breaks it up.
That's exactly what you want to see. That's one that Coach will play on Monday in the film room and show everybody on an example of what to do terms of pass breakups, always want to use that inside arm because it's just a little bit longer in terms of physics and all that than the outside. So great play there by Welty. And Olvera will look to throw it again. Launches another one down the left side of the field. Comes back to it. We'll see if they say he has the reception. And they say he caught it.
Yeah, Valencia. Great. Had to turn and come back. And then inadvertent button the button hook as he turns around and comes back to get the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, it honestly worked out for him because the corner was playing him down the field, not ready for that comeback. So the underthrown ball ends up going in favor of Pasco, as you can see here. He just wasn't ready for him to turn around like he did, and kind of catches him off guard, almost like a curl route, just a 30-yard deep one. But great reception there, great throw from Olvera. Valencia makes a great catch. As they come out in this wing T, gives the handoff, designed to go to the right side, but decides to keep it up the middle. Be a pickup of about 4 on the play. Bring him down at the 4-yard line.
On that previous play, it was Gonzaga that was on the coverage, and he was thinking the ball was going to go farther. Well, Pasco's got a chance now to tie this game up.
Yeah, make things really interesting here. That wing T offense again. Motions. Gives to the motion. And that's a touchdown for Pasco. Elijah Henderson with the carry.
And why not? The whole drive was Henderson for the most part with what he did. The big play, though, to Valencia to get the big yardage and then finished off.
There was the two of them celebrating as well, Valencia and Henderson. And, I mean, they've ran similarly plays out of that wing T formation, and Hermiston just hasn't been able to quite figure out how to stop it yet. Great run there by Henderson, using that shoulder to pick up the extra couple yards. So we're going to have a penalty now. I believe it's going to be on Pasco for having 12 men on the field as somebody's walking off now. So they'll replay the extra point just from 5 yards deeper. Like I said, the first half of special teams was a little odd, special. As now we'll have the holder be taken off the field. The referee didn't like something about, I assume, something he was wearing or jewelry maybe. We saw that last week. The extra point is up, and it's good.
Oh, the snap bounce. That was a great hold.
Yeah.
Great job taking that off the turf and getting it down in a perfect kick.
Yeah, that'll make the score 14-14 as we're all tied up here in the first ever Bulldog Bowl.
Well, that was a challenge kick right there. Fabulous hold.
Yeah, I mean, a low snap and was just able to corral that.
You ever hold and people coming to you and running at you? It's not a lot of fun.
No, absolutely not.
And have the presence of mind, let me get this ball down, get it on the tee, boom.
Well, have you ever wondered why quarterbacks are often holders?
Because they're used to, or a wide receiver. People are used to having their hands on the ball.
Used to having their hand on the ball. So, great hold there. Obviously able to save another wild special teams play and tie this ball game up and knot everything up at 14-14. Craig, Bulldogs have 14 and the Bulldogs have 14.
Well, Hermiston had an onside kick earlier in the game, and you've got all the momentum. The last 14 have gone to Pasco. You wouldn't right here, would you?
I don't think I would, but...
Well, we didn't expect it when we saw it earlier in the game.
So, I'd be surprised. We'll see, though. Runs up to it, and he does indeed kick it deep. On the return. Blazing speed. out to the left side. Only got one man to beat, and he is going to go all the way. Touchdown for Hermiston.
Welty.
We've talked about him a ton tonight, just showing off the wheels there. Welty, 6'3", 180, senior, making an incredible cut, and after that, it was just off to the races. And an incredible blocking, and just, I mean, we've just had so many different plays here. We'll get another look at this one now. Welty initially takes it off to the right and just sees that perfect gap to cut it back to the left. And after that, it's just a foot race between him and two Pasco defenders. And Welty just showing off the speed. Takes it in. Did have a penalty. Looks like maybe it might have been a taunting penalty.
So with 7:31 left here in the third, Welty an 83-yard return. Untouched.
Yeah, they're going to call a taunting penalty now here on Hermiston. Assume there was a celebration, so the touchdown will stand. And they'll attempt the extra point, most likely going to take those yards off the kickoff. Velazquez will line up to attempt the extra point. Snap is back. Looks like now we're going to have an offsides call on Hermiston. Or excuse me, on Pasco.
By the way, that Freddie Freeman Grand Slam at Dodger Stadium, first walk-off Grand Slam in World Series history.
Really?
How about that?
Isn't that insane? I mean, you talk about theatrics and all those different things, you know. A lot of people watching that. A lot of people watching any major sports championship. I mean, talk about a treat to be able to watch that one tonight. Velazquez now will attempt it from deeper. Snap is back. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it is no good. Hermiston will still have the lead, 20-14 over Pasco. But just off on the field goal.
Well, the penalty came into play.
That's exactly right. I mean, you talk about being up there a little closer, and I mean, I genuinely believe that was good if he attempts that field goal from closer.
Yeah, it could be the difference in the game as little things like that, and we've already seen that this year in a couple of the games that we've done.
Yeah, they add up for sure. Saw it with Kennewick and Richland. Missed extra point late by Richland. Saw it with Prosser and East Valley. Missed PAT. Yeah, I mean, we've been spoiled, Craig. We really have this year. We've got to call a lot of close games.
And this is exactly when we started out tonight. You look at it, 2 0-7 teams.
Yep.
0-6 in league. And you think, well, it'll be a dozier, and it's been anything but that. It's been a fun game, a spirited game.
Yep. A lot of penalties, but kind of piques some people's interest. So.
And they're going to be kicking very, very deep here.
Yeah, and this is because of the taunting celebration at the end of that return.
So from their own 25, and this is where you've got a little bit of pressure here. And Pasco's got a door open, and they're trying to kick it wide open right here, getting that ball again. Huge return, though, by Welty.
Yeah, I don't know who the taunting call was on for Hermiston, but obviously going to give Pasco presumptuously some decent field position here. The kick is up. Pasco fields it. Out to the right side. Got a couple blockers in front of him. Taking it down the right sideline boundary where he's finally pushed out. the 40-yard line of Hermiston.
Yeah, that's Edwards. Good return. Or coming up that sideline. So a short kick with that ball deep at its own 25-yard line for Hermiston, and they pay a price. And don't look now, Pasco with the ball in Hermiston territory at its 40-yard line. So really good field position for Pasco to answer and come right back.
And still a lot of time to play. 7:23 in the third quarter now. Olvera motions over Henderson. Throws the curl route. Just not able to corral that. Something about that right side of the field and the curl route has just not been going Pasco's way, as that's Aiden Flores, who's the intended receiver.
Yeah, Flores wide open. Ball hit him in the hands and just turned around and couldn't hold on to it. Good little out. Good call, but...
And I mean, some great blocking down there you could see as well.
Had plenty of time to make the catch and didn't.
Come out with split twins, twins left and twins right for Olvera. Gives the handoff to Henderson, who takes it up the middle, breaks one tackle, tries to run through the safety, but it's the safety that finally brings him down, as that's Tabor Mills.
Yeah, Mills hung in there, 5'8", 155, junior. Good hard hit, though, by Mills. Good clean hit.
Yeah, and Henderson, I mean, talk about how both of these teams are young. He's a guy who could be a problem here in the next couple of years for other teams in the MCC for sure. Olvera high snap. Keeps it himself. Tried to fake the handoff to Henderson, but Hermiston's defense wasn't buying it.
Yeah, Mills again with the read and comes up and smacks him down.
Olvera shaking his head, a little shaken up maybe. I guess that'll happen whenever you're 5'7" and brought down by 3 different defensive players for Hermiston.
Yeah, and
probably doesn't feel that great.
Mills, very rude greeting, just throws him down, and that artificial surface is never forgiving.
No, it is not. Turf burn is not a fun thing. Garza will come back out on the field at the bottom of your screen on the right side for Olvera. Drops back and looks Garza's way. He has him, dives, and just off the fingertips, not able to bring it in, just slightly in front of Garza. That was a touchdown throw.
I think by about 3 yards too much. Tried to extend out. Garza at 5'10", trying to use everything he had there of his size to reach out and get that ball.
Yeah, and I mean, can't knock the effort. The effort was there. Just slightly overthrows him.
Yeah, I had Welty beat.
Left trips now. 3 wideouts to the right side of the formation. Olvera will look to that right side, roll right, throws across body, and it's not going to be completed.
Yeah, Welty picks it off, but he's out of bounds. So just an incompleted pass. Brings up 4th down.
Got to get at least 1 down in high school.
Yeah, 4th and 14. The ball at the 31-yard line of Hermiston. So Hermiston trying to shut him down here.
Olvera coming back to the huddle with a play. Let's see what coach draws up now on 4th and long distance. We'll have penalty flags thrown. If the flag's location is any... No. So that will be false start. It's Pasco now. So back them up 5 more yards. Bring up 2nd and almost 20. Or excuse me, 4th and almost 20 now. So we'll see. They had some success, Craig, in that first half with that strike route from the slot where they split the safeties. We'll look now to see if they try to do and repeat some of that success here. Definitely looking for the long ball as he rolls right. Points towards Garza. This time it is picked off.
And we've got a hurt player, too, after he made the interception.
Well, the referee's going to call an injury timeout as the player who intercepted that down. And we'll take a break with them as well. We'll be right back. You're watching SWX.
SWX app is here. Download at Google Play or the Apple Store.
Welcome back to Edgar Brown Memorial Stadium, where Hermiston currently leads Pasco 20-14. And an interception just now by Hermiston, but actually our player to watch, Dale Krebs, was the one who made that play, and he was escorted off the field, not able to put any weight on his right ankle. So that's just a scary sight. You never want to see anybody get hurt. But Hermiston now will set up offense. Fakes the handoff, rolls to the right, throws right and high to his receiver as he's laid out there. Receiver for Hermiston looking a little frustrated as that's Ryan Allen, who almost looked like he was getting ready to get up and fight. I don't know if you saw that there, Craig.
Yeah, it's a good thing he didn't. It's also a good thing he didn't catch the ball. He would have lost yardage there, too. Harmlessly fell incomplete for 2nd and 10 at the 10-yard line of Hermiston.
Some conversing now between Stasic and his wideouts. Sends the wideout in motion. Actually gives the handoff this time, and like a bowling ball, knocks 2 Pasco defenders just straight down to the ground, stays on his feet, only able to pick up 1 play now, and it looks like we have another Hermiston player down now. So he slowly rises up to his feet. It's Gilmero Salazar. He's going to walk his way off the field.
Yeah, Guillermo got smacked there.
Yeah, I think maybe he got caught between his back and Pasco defender there.
Yeah, I think Guillermo got the wind knocked out of him. He looks okay on the sideline.
Looking right, throws across the middle of the field, and had Allen just high on him, floated the ball a little much.
Well, the closest to that football was Max Valencia.
Yeah, almost an interception.
Pass was intended for Ryan Allen, but nowhere near it. 4th and 10, and they will punt very deep in their own end. With the ball at the 11-yard line of Hermiston. And the punter in the end zone.
Yeah, Velazquez said his name a lot. Or excuse me, Velazquez said his name a lot. Been an active guy on special teams for Hermiston today.
Yeah, Ryan Allen, the punter. Yeah, we're going to have a timeout here. Well, this is a dangerous time. You're up by 6. 5:09 to go here in the third. And you've got to have, and the snaps on punts, both teams have had issues at times.
Yeah, some long snapper issues for sure today.
So balls with air, and I hate to say it, sometimes in a situation like that, you're deep like that, you have a decision to make. Do I really want to kick it, or maybe do I run it out of the end zone?
Yeah.
Give him 2, and okay, we'll kick off again, but I'd rather give him 2 than give him 6.
Yeah, just a coach's philosophy? What you really think? You know, we were talking a couple weeks ago with Kennewick and Richland where, you know, Kennewick was in scoring position, 2 minutes left, but if you're Richland, do you just start thinking, you know, they're going to eat this clock up in the red zone? Do we just let them score to give our offense a chance to go down and go for 2 to tie the game? So just different philosophies as far as coaching, but yeah, that's a great point. You wonder, you know, we've had special teams issues, but they are going to just punt it away, and it's close, but they're going to yell Peter, and everybody's going to get away from it for Pasco.
Yeah, Pasco bounce. Good bounce. So the ball landed at about the 42 and came back 7 and down at the 34-yard line. So
yeah.
Pasco, great field position in Hermiston territory.
Camden Vanoy gets down there and able to down it for Hermiston before it could bounce any further towards Hermiston's end zone.
Really good, hard four-man rush by Pasco. Put the pressure on. Decent punt off. You know, in the air about 45 yards, but then the bounce at the end kind of negated that.
Yeah. So Pasco now has an opportunity to take the lead. Throws a long ball down the left side of the field. Just overthrows his receiver. Just a little much on that one. So that was Valencia, the intended receiver. And I mean, that's 2 different throws now we've seen, Craig, where their touchdown throws, the receivers have their defenders beat. I mean, that one, though, that's all Valencia. That one goes right through his arms. Still a little long, but maybe had to make it that way in order to give the safety.
Yeah, credit Tabor Mills, stride for stride, right with him. Able to cover him.
Yep. Trying to get that one to where only his guy could catch it, and did it, just not able to bring it down. So now we'll see the wing tee make its appearance again for Pasco. As Henderson motions. Handoff up the middle, and he's off to the races. 5, touchdown. Pasco scores and will now have an opportunity to take the lead.
Jaden Williams again. Untouched.
You know, and you wonder if your coach, do you start thinking maybe we should have been running the wing tee all season long? I mean, it's worked for them really well here tonight.
So Williams again, long run, with 4:50 left, and a chance to take their first lead of the game. Tied at 20 for now.
The extra point is up. And it is good. Pasco will take the lead in this one. 21 over Hermiston 20. Get another look at this touchdown run. So he has it. Takes it out the right and just finds the hole. You're always looking for open spaces or running back, and Williams made a cut to the left, and he had all kinds of it.
25-yard touchdown ramble. And don't look now, Pasco has the 21-20 lead.
Yeah, and if you're Hermiston, the only person you can really blame for having Pat, because at one point they were up 14-0. The only people you can blame is yourselves, the penalties you've had. Pasco obviously finding great ways to execute with that wing tee offense, finding other ways to get the job done, moving the ball through the air as well.
It's protected the ball a little bit more, but it's forced them to get running plays, which has been their biggest problem this year.
Really
coming out of that
pass.
shotgun, open it up to make the pass effective. Yeah, and you've got to establish the running game to make the pass work, and it's worked here tonight.
So Pasco will now kick back off to Hermiston. 4:50 remaining in the third quarter. Refs blow the whistle and they'll kick it away.
Alvera, the kicker.
Kick is up. It's Welty with the return. Cuts back to the right, makes a defender miss.
Well, that's a
shove there, a little chippy from Pasco. And
really good 22-yard return. by Welty into the unfriendly sideline. Great move. And then finds the sideline to get out of bounds with 4:44 left here in the third. Nobody's in a hurry to play this game today.
Right.
There will be no running clock in this game.
Well, Welty, he's kind of been, no, obviously we're not down on the field, but Pasco has not been too keen of him. A little extra something for him after almost every play he touches the ball. As they give it up the middle, and Pasco blows that one up. What a play there from Pasco's defense, as that's Aiden Flores making the blow-up stop.
Cole McCamey had nowhere to go and just smacked him for a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 now. Big hit.
Tabor Mills lined up at the bottom of the screen. See a penalty flag now.
Yeah, that's going to be that move. As going in motion, Ryan Allen had to dodge around, and that's an illegal procedure. Wasn't a straight route and had to actually ran into the running back.
Yeah. Just went around the backside.
That's one of those, if you're the white hat there, you really don't want to call it, but you have to.
Yeah.
So it wasn't direct, the route going across, and got to flag it.
Bring up 2nd and almost 20. He drops back, dumps it off, and it's intercepted by Pasco. Pasco down the right side has one defender. Finally tackled at the 5. And what a play from Pasco's defense. Saw the screen pass and stepped up and made the interception.
That's Seth Lane, I do believe. Goes up the ladder.
How about that? The perfect read.
Or no, that's Edwards. That's Edwards.
Is it?
Yeah, Edwards comes down with it. Or Williams,
Jake
rather. Williams, I'm
Jake
sorry.
Williams with the interception.
Williams goes up.
What a play. And you could see, I know our camera angle there, but you could see he made the jump on it. That's why he caught it at the pinnacle, the top. And how about that? We'll see this Pasco wing T go back into the back onto the field inside the red zone again.
Yeah, Williams, she's what a great intercept.
The pitch to Henderson, dives up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. Pasco will take the lead and extend it to 27-20 over Hermiston.
One play, and in the end zone, 4-yard run.
Well, awaiting the extra point, Pasco will lead this one. So we'll take another look at that touchdown play from Henderson. And I mean, it's just been what we've seen all night from that wing T. Hermiston just has no answers to stop it. The extra point is up. And the extra point is good. It's still a one-possession game as Pasco now leads 28 over Hermiston 20. However, if Hermiston is to score, they're going to have to go for 2 to tie this ball game.
Yeah, Olvera again with another kick, and we've got an 8-point lead, 28-20, with 3:46 left here in the third. And what's happened is the offense has helped open up the defense. Defense can be more effective because they're not out there on the field all the time. So it's really been the amigo by getting that running game going and making the offense more effective, and the defense doesn't get worn down. They've done a great job.
Yeah, I mean, being able to keep fresh legs, that's a big aspect of things. And Pasco, obviously, can't ever plan for an interception, but when you get them, it certainly helps.
Yeah. Jaden Williams, well-timed, and then one play, 4 yards. And the second touchdown of the game for Williams.
Ryan Allen and Robert Akers will be back for Hermiston for this return. I tell you, you're talking about the onside kick now would be a time that I would do it if I was a coach.
I don't know. You've got all the momentum, and Not sure I'd want to try it here and give him the ball in decent field position.
They do kick it deep. Hermiston fields it off the right side. Brought down. Decent return. They'll spot him now at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Ryan Allen with the return.
Hermiston just got off the field of their offense anyways, and going to come back out here and try it again. Pasco making some substitutions on defense. They're going to give Jaden Williams a break. He was out there. They make sure to sub him out.
Whoops.
Going to be an offsides penalty. It's going to go against the defensive end there for Pasco. Oh, they're going to say that an offensive lineman provoked that. So that'll be a false start against Hermiston.
And they look for that first movement, and Hermiston with the penalty.
The give. Instantly met by Pasco's defense. They're playing with some fire right now. And guess who? Yet again, Aiden Flores blowing that run up before it even had a chance to get started. Hermiston trying to catch Pasco off guard with a little bit of hurry up. So they'll have a play call change. Check the sidelines. Fakes the handoff, throws the wide receiver screen pass. Got some room. And a decent pickup. He's finally brought down around the 50-yard line. That'll reset the downs for Hermiston.
That's Welty.
Been really active this evening. They've really tried getting the ball in his hands as much as possible.
That's a good look at Welty. Getting a little help from the umpire.
Yeah, they didn't want his back plate showing. And he's hit hard in the backfield. And the ball's out. And Pasco, it looks like, is going to recover it.
And that's the Pasco ball. Huge hit.
How about that?
Now you can celebrate that.
Yeah, I mean, Aiden Flores has just been everywhere for that Pasco defense.
Hey,
making a really big play there.
You can talk about momentum in the game, and another huge play.
So we'll take another look at this. And Flores, I mean, past two possessions for Hermiston, he's just been in the backfield. He's been in the backfield more than he's been on his own side of the ball.
Yeah, devastating hit by Flores. And forces him to cough up the ball.
So Pasco will go back to work with the wing tee. And they can just kill clock here as long as they can continue to try to move the ball up the field. So I'm sure that's what Coach is thinking.
Yeah, and they haven't turned the ball over. I mean, since they've gone to this wing tee, they've been able to hold on to the ball, possess it, use the pass when need be. This message brought to you by the Asian Pacific Islander Coalition. If you're 16 to 17, Washington State resident, U.S. citizen, search the web for future voter program and pre-register to vote. Our community needs your vote today and tomorrow.
Motion. Give straight to the back. Not going to go far. I think it's a pretty generous spot there. But they'll say he gained about 3 on that rush.
That's Bradfield.
We'll bring up 2nd and 5.
So Bradfield with a gain. Pick up of about 4.
Hand to the right side. Swings around and finally brought down by 3 Hermiston defenders.
Going to lose 2 on that one, Zippy.
That was Whaley, Young, and Henderson all involved in that, making that tackle.
That was the Alaman left and the do-si-do, right? Little square dance there.
Little ring around the rosy.
Swinging around.
So a little meeting in the middle of the field. Where the game started,
But it's the wrinkles that
1:11 left to go in the third.
So they used a timeout there. Hermiston took a timeout, so they're down to 2. And I think realizing Fatete how important this is. You don't want the way Pasco's moving the ball to give it to him again. And it's a 4th down.
And you notice Pasco comes out outside of that wing tee. Throws the comeback route. Makes a spin. Finally able to complete that pass for Pasco. That's Garza on the reception. And I mean, that's the 4th time I think they've went that way. And finally Garza had dropped it twice. Able to complete it there. And for a big gain, to reset the downs for Pasco and put them right outside the red zone.
I think they realized, too, that their defense is tired. It's been out there a lot, and it was a good timeout. Trying to stop it, and here you go, another 1st down, and under a minute to play.
The give to the right side, and nobody is there. Touchdown, Pasco. As that is Henderson again with another touchdown on the day. 34-20, Pasco leads over Hermiston with 29 seconds left in the third quarter, awaiting the extra point now.
Henderson, 3rd TD of the day.
And if we get a look at this, look at how the wide receiver ran his defensive back off the ball. Doesn't even realize that it's a run till it's too late. What a play from Pasco. We'll line up to attempt the extra point. The snap is back. And the kick is good. And that'll make the lead now 35-20 for Pasco over Hermiston. They'll get a touchdown closer to securing that Bulldog Bowl trophy.
Well, it's been so impressive to watch the momentum of this game and how it's swung. And they've done it with a good job on defense, and the offense just controlling the ball, forcing Hermiston to take a timeout. Defense has been on the field really over the last 2+ quarters a ton for Hermiston.
Yeah, and I mean, it's exhausting. You know, we talked about the wing T side.
We didn't see it till the second.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, the master plan came into play. But I like it. I like what I've seen, and I think Hermiston liked their game to start, and then all of a sudden, the momentum is just shifted. Olvera to kick. Got a great leg.
And the kick is away. Fielded by Hermiston at their 10. Out to the left. Going to be a flag on the play. Makes a man miss, trying to cut it back out to the right. Running backwards now, and the ref will blow the whistle and stop the play. It was Ryan Allen making the return.
Credit Allen, he didn't go down, but penalty back at the 26-yard line.
In the Pasco student section, loving what they're seeing today. Haven't had much of a reason to celebrate all year long, but certainly enjoying it while they can right now. It's going to be a holding penalty against Hermiston. Going to move them back. They'll mark it down at the 16-yard line of Hermiston.
You start looking at people that have had big games here for Pasco. Obviously Henderson, Williams.
Yep.
Guys that have been able to maintain. Flores. All three big in this game.
Larson for Hermiston as well. Haven't heard much of him in the second half, but he had that big first half.
And Krebs earlier here in the third going out with an injury to his right leg has not come back. False start.
Maybe delay a game.
I do believe.
Yeah, that's not good if you're the team that's losing. Get a little bit of water. I'll tell you what, there was nothing better as a player whenever you go to the sidelines, and they wouldn't have Gatorade, but they'd have just... They'd put a little hint of Gatorade in there. So you weren't just drinking straight Gatorade, because Gatorade will cause you to, not perform as well, despite what the commercials tell you. But they just give you a little bit of it, and then had some guys who love pickle juice.
Well, actually, the best, if you're going to use Gatorade, is the sugar-free.
Yep.
That's what you want.
Yep.
Won't make a mistake on that, yeah.
Side stitches and everything else from actual Gatorade. Motion over with the give. Trying to cut it upfield, doing a whole lot of east to west, not a whole lot of north to south.
Yeah, that was Allen as he came by, got handed the ball. And that'll just run it out. What a third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Pasco single-handedly coming back into this game out of the half. But at the end of the third quarter, Pasco leads it 35 over Hermiston 20. We'll have fourth quarter of action when we return after the break. You're watching SWX. Memorial Stadium, where Pasco currently leads it heading into the fourth quarter, 35 over Hermiston 20. And, Pasco's just really ran this thing since halftime. Played extremely well defensively and offensively, getting things done.
Look at the Hermiston offense. They come back with the ball. 2nd and 10.
With the pass, Hermiston works their way up the field off the completion. It was Cole McCamey making the catch.
Well, they're going to need a couple of touchdowns here and strike quickly.
Yeah, that's the name of the game here for Hermiston, is keep that ball moving, work it through the air as much as you can, because that's what they'll do here. Throws the little curl route. Falls down, as that's Nathaniel Henderson making the reception for Hermiston. Hermiston. What a tongue twister that is.
Third and 3. I think it's 4th and 3. So they're going to punt.
Just like that. We'll see if they actually do. Assume they would. They're too deep in their own territory. Velazquez gets it away. Gets a decent roll. Hermiston will finally down it. The 51-yard line.
Allen lays the hands on. And
51-yard line. What am I talking about, Craig?
49
49-yard line.
I had a guy that worked for me in Oregon back when I'm programming a station. We did 2 games. I had St. Helens and he had Scappoose, and I'm listening, and he's over the 50 to the 55-yard line. And Mike had come from Canada.
Yeah.
And he's thinking Canadian football at 110-yard field. And I'm just, dude, can we listen to this?
That's funny.
And you should have seen the look on his face. Great guy. Oops. So what'd you do there? Yeah, made the field a little too big.
It happens.
Yeah, we were short a guy all night. Only played with 11.
Yeah. Pasco with the completed screen pass. That'll pick up 6 yards.
Yeah, it's Valencia with the catch.
You know, something else with Pasco, they've really done a great job distributing the ball.
Yeah, both Henderson and Williams doing the yeoman work.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of Valencia. Yeah, I mean they've just gotten so many people to touch the ball here. As we see the wing tee, the handoff. Say they're going to be a yard short after a pickup of 3.
Yeah, and this is where Emerson's in trouble. Now remember, there in the last 3 minutes they burned 2 timeouts. So they've only got 1 left, and Pasco can feel free to take its time, spend the 25 seconds. They don't need to be in a hurry for anything.
No, they don't. Let that clock wind down. It's currently at 7 seconds. Still taking their time. Snaps it at 1. The handoff to Henderson, making another big run. And I mean, he's just had one heck of a day.
Another first down. The Americans have won 5 in a row. They win in Wenatchee tonight 6-3.
Yeah, how about that on a roll? Started out on a little bit of a slump there for the Ams, and really been crushing it here recently.
Yeah, they go to Spokane tomorrow night. Not a game on SWX, but Brandon Wynot, goal and 2 assists, +5 defensively. A +5 is a big night.
Yeah.
He works so hard. Great kid.
A deep ball down the left side. Got his man, and that is caught. Touchdown, Pasco. How about that?
Hey, you talk about distributing the ball, and
it's Jaden Williams.
Yep, Williams.
He's ran one in as well, if I'm correct. What a throw.
Well, that's 3 for Williams now.
Great awareness as well by Williams. You could tell he had his hands spread out a little bit, anticipating that tip from James Young from Hermiston, who was on the coverage, but still able to focus and corral it in through the hand. The extra point is up, and it's good. And Pasco now will take a lead in this one of 42-20 over Hermiston.
What a turn of events in this game. So ball control, but right there the strike to Williams, and that should pretty much throw this one in the refrigerator.
The figurative dagger, if you will, Craig.
Yeah, Chick Earn would always say. This one's in the refrigerator. The Jell-O is jiggling. The eggs are cooling.
Yeah, all kinds of little metaphors, and we love that.
Right about the time Jerry West would fire one in.
Yeah, Jerry West, what a guy. West Virginia native.
Star at West Virginia.
Yep.
Passed away earlier this year, 86 years old.
They just put his number in the court, actually.
It took that long, huh?
Yep. His statue's been in front of the stadium forever, though. So
he's got one there. He's got one in front of Staples Center.
Yep.
Perfect shot, and he was the symbol of the NBA.
Yep. Still
for many
is.
years.
Still is, I'm pretty sure.
I think they had it replaced with Michael Jordan. I think he wanted it replaced, yeah. Very, very selfless guy.
Yeah, no, there's not many famous West Virginians, so we know our claim to fame. Well, the kick's away, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll draw a penalty flag.
Well, it ensures there will be no return. And if you're Pasco, that's kind of what you don't want. You're willing to have Hermiston have the ball, but they've had so much success running the offense, and it's helped spur the defense by keeping them off the field. So, procedure with that ball kicked out of bounds.
Yeah, and I mean, Hermiston's been really good on kickoff returns as well. Obviously, they housed one earlier.
Yeah, 83 yards. Allen?
So, maybe a strategical play there from Coach. Just told him to send it out of bounds because he's been pretty good getting it downfield all night long. But Hermiston now will set up shop and get to work as they pitch it out to the left side.
McCamey
finally brought down. And you can really just see all of the excitement and passion is just really not there with that Hermiston offense right now. Snap. Fakes the handoff, throws to the left, down the left sideline. Decent gain there, as that's Welty, who we've talked about a good bit tonight. Makes the 10-yard reception. It'll reset the downs.
that tripped up as he went down the sideline. Stops the clock with 8.5 to go.
Stasic looks left, almost through left. Looked like Welty might have been his intended target, but he'll hit somebody else instead. They'll finally bring him down. That'll be another first down for Hermiston. Yeah, Welty pump faked, or excuse me, Stasic pump fake there towards Welty, and I think saw the corner awaiting the curl route and decided he wasn't going to go there. He'd go somewhere else. Stasic now rolls right with the defender chasing him down on his tail. Makes a throw, and they're going to say he caught it. And what a throw and catch is that catch made by Tabor Mills. And that looked like he meant to almost just chuck that out of bounds. And
yeah, good strong arm by Stasic.
Mills just there, able to fall down and make the reception.
Now remember, Stasic, he's a freshman. And that's a hard throw to make. Good pass to Tabor Mills.
Yeah, how about that Stasic now? Rolling to his left. Had Welty open. Just underthrows him that time. That'll stop the clock at second down. Still 10 yards to go. 7:38 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. And Hermiston slowly driving, working their way up the field. Looking right. Throws the cross, and it's picked off by guess who? Nobody else other than Elijah Henderson, getting it done on all sides of the ball this evening for Pasco.
Second big pick for him, and I'd say it's lights out with 7:32 to go. Had a lot of time, and then throws right into traffic.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was tipped at the line. I couldn't quite see, but
And I think it went clean. Don't think it did.
Definitely, I mean, just way over both of those receivers' heads.
By the way, drive affordability and luxury in a newer certified Mercedes-Benz. From Mercedes-Benz of Tri-Cities, your way home. Inadvertent flag tossed in the field. That's when they say oops, and they pick it up and throw it back in their pocket. Oops. There's no penalty on the play.
Is that what you say, Craig?
Oops. That's what your kids do when they're little and they dump something on the floor. Oops. Oops, Daddy.
I did not mean it.
Oops.
I don't know about any of that yet, Craig. I'm a little young.
I'm experienced at it. Oops, it works.
I just know the stories my folks told me. will hand off to Henderson after the interception, and another big run as he runs over two Hermiston defenders, staying on his feet. That's going to be a pickup of 30 yards for Pasco. How about the game this young man's having?
Unbelievable game. Tabor Mills in there on that tackle, along with Camden Vinoy.
And I mean, this he's young. He's still got 2 more years of high school ball, and you look up and down this whole Pasco roster, and they're all young, so you can't help but wonder what this team could be in the next 2 to 3 years. Completed pass. Picks up 7 yards.
By the way, it is final. Chiawana downs Richland 42-13.
Well, I guess that's
convincing victory.
7 more points than Kennewick put up on them last week. Yeah, Chiawana is really, they're good. It's the defense. Their defense has been really impressive. Have a penalty here on Pasco. I'm going to walk this one way back. Be a 15-yard penalty. Make a substituted offensive line. This is Leighton Moreno, checks out. Alvaro with the give. So it's Damon Bradfield. Takes the carry. I believe that's his first carry of this evening.
Yeah, he just follows the block. And a good one by Hickam. Just followed him right to the end of that play.
Bradfield, a sophomore, another young guy. Drops back, looking for the curl route. Got his receiver on the curl route. A reception.
Yeah, Contreras with the catch. I'll check that.
I think it's Tevin.
Yep.
Tevin there with the reception.
Theoro. Oh, whoops. Yeah.
Sayanuthai. That's my best attempt at that last name. Great hands there by Tevin, though. Another handoff. Great read. Out to the left side. Tried stiff-arming a Hermiston defender before he's wrestled out of bounds.
Radford again.
Bradfield. 5'9", 160. Showing his cutability there.
And Bradfield refused to go down.
Time slowly winding down here in the fourth. We're down to 4:53 now.
This is a chance for Pasco really to get everybody in a good situation where you're up.
Yeah,
and not where you're down.
Night. I mean, that's fun stuff right there. You could see they were all hyped up whenever Tevin made that reception earlier. Obviously, a guy that doesn't get a ton of playing time. A deep shot down the left side, and it's incomplete. That was intended for Tevin, as we were talking about him. But you could see the sideline get all hyped up whenever he made that reception. He's obviously a senior, 5'10", 155. So, you know, trying to get the seniors some love for their last home game.
Our thanks go out to Prosser Memorial Health. This is how they care, proudly supporting local high school athletes. For quality care close to home, choose Prosser Memorial Health.
Well, Another give up the middle to Bradfield. And look at him, keep going, fighting, keeping those legs churning, now getting some help, and they'll stop him. And I mean, he looks just as good as Henderson back there.
Well, he's getting some reps and looks good, and finally was brought down by Tabor Mills, so Mills still out there playing. But look at this, and credit again. Nice block on that right side, and one more time, Hickam opening the hole.
Well, a great play that looks like another penalty. He's going to knock it out. I presume a holding call, given it was a 5-yard penalty. Brings up 2nd and 15. 4:23 now left to play in the 4th. Olvera going to give it to him again. Similar result. He runs forward for about 10 yards.
Yeah, Bradfield continuing in good hands and maintaining that football to let that clock run as we get inside 4 minutes.
Bringing a whole new host of players now.
Well, it'll be fun, I'm sure, walking through the hallways of Pasco High over this next week. Be a lot of pride, especially with guys playing their last game. This is, you know, the last game as far as the homecoming is concerned.
Yeah. I mean, certainly a way you want to send your guys off if you're Pasco coaching staff. And
yeah, you got one more to go, but that one's in Richland against Haddonford. So this is the last game at home and means a ton. You want to go out a winner.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they will go out a winner tonight.
And I mean, we're talking about seniors that are down on the field right now that are going to be telling their kids one day about their time in high school and everything. So, you know,
two guys with 3 touchdowns here in the game.
Yeah. Going to be telling their kid what they did tonight, and their kid's not going to believe them because Dad could never be so cool. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of relevancy of the MCC, obviously no real ramifications of this game, but it matters. It's important.
The clock ran down to 0. So 2:31 to go. Of course, the delay of the game. And Pasco doesn't much mind right now. Be able to catch this game again. Hermiston and Pasco this Sunday at 4 o'clock on SWX.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the people that we have that watch those replays of these games tend to be players. I know whenever I was younger and in high school, that's what I would do, to go back and see some of myself on TV. I always thought that was super cool. Olvera scrambles out to his left, going to take a deep shot towards the end zone. Had a receiver open, just overthrows him. But Hermiston trails Pasco 20-42. We're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching SWX.
The stakes are high to stop a MAGA extremist in central Washington. Jared Sessler attended the insurrection, calling it
absolute most beautiful ending to the biggest heist in world history.
Our best choice? Dan Newhouse, one of just 10 Republicans who voted to impeach Trump after January 6th. Now Trump wants Newhouse gone. Let's send him a message. Put party aside and do what's right, just like Dan did for us. Vote Dan Newhouse.
Welcome back to SWX. It's time now to pull down there and just put a little each other. It's been a long. I hope for my sake, I got 30 minutes to be back at the station. Pasco of the game clock. Pasco just going to let this one run down.
And this has come to an end.
And that'll do it. Pasco goes on to defeat Hermiston 42-26 after an incredible half. And I mean, first half we had a ball game, Craig.
And the first ever Bulldog trophy.
That's right, the Bulldog Bowl.
Bulldogs against the Bulldogs. And it stays here in Pasco.
Yeah, I mean, they sent us out a press release a couple weeks ago, I believe, maybe last weekend, about the trophy and everything, and super happy we got a chance to go down there and see it before the game. But, I mean, you can definitely tell there's some animosity between these two teams for sure, so, I mean, I could see this becoming a legit rivalry within the MCC. I mean, you look at Hermiston, and so you can see the players down there now lifting up the trophy.
See if we can get a shot of that down there. Right at the 25.
There you go.
There it is.
Everybody posting up for the picture. Got to make sure to get one for the Facebook, the Instagram, Twitter.
That was our pregame guest, though.
Yeah. I mean, Craig, you should have brought him treats.
I'll remember next year to bring treats. I would imagine that one will be in Hermiston next year, which is a great place to work out of.
I would assume. Yeah, I haven't got to cover a game out there. Been out there to talk to Coach.
Nice 37-mile trip.
So, super nice stadium.
Oh, press boxes.
Yeah.
Nicer than some college
stadiums. I saw their weight room there, and I mean, it's nicer than a lot of college weight rooms as well. So, ton of resources there at Hermiston to be successful. And obviously, you know, they lose their quarterback last year, and kind of just in a rebuilding season. But a team that, I mean, they've won quite a few Oregon State championships, if I'm not mistaken. You might know a little more about that than I do, Craig.
Yeah, and they had to travel a lot.
Yeah.
Their shortest trips were at least 3 hours.
Yeah.
So going into Portland playing games, and it made more sense just to hook up and come over here and play in the MCC.
Relatively new to the MCC as well, yeah.
Yeah, once they had to realign, they asked for a waiver to come play in Washington, and geographically it made all the sense. They are on an island because they're surrounded by all these small towns.
Yeah.
So it made a lot of sense.
Still maybe going through some growing pains of coming over here and taking on some of these Washington schools that are, you know, maybe a little bigger in size and things of that nature, and just different levels of competition. But I have faith. Talk to Coach. He's a super good dude. And on both of these squads as well. But I'm super excited. You know, my contract here is 2 years long, and I think it'll be really cool to see where all these teams were when I first got here as to where they're at now. You can see the players out there celebrating with the trophy. So you can see the lights on it too, like we were talking about. It's a super cool trophy. A little purple collar and purple font.
And they both teams wear purple.
Yeah. So it always looks like whoever has it is the rightful owner. But great game here this evening. I mean, talk about a little bit of some of the guys' performances. Henderson for Pasco. I think if I had to give out a Player of the Game award, that would probably be the guy right there for me personally. You look over at Hermiston. Welty had a really good game. He had the big kickoff return and was just a threat downfield all night long. Obviously, doesn't end up being enough as Hermiston just not able to keep up with that Pasco offense, which isn't a phrase I thought I'd say this year, but Pasco really just able to put it together on all fronts today.
I'd have to give a couple of dog bones. Williams, 3 touchdown runs. Henderson, 3 touchdown runs. Hard to pick a favorite out of that, but definitely those two guys. Magnificent games to get Pasco its first win. Now 1-6 in the MCC and 1-7 overall.
And speaking of Henderson, there he is now holding the trophy. I wonder what symbolism we're holding up there. But super cool scene here from Edgar Brown Memorial. And I guess, like I said, I guess we'll have this next year at Hermiston. I would assume, anyways.
Playing for that Bulldog.
Well, from Edgar Brown Memorial Stadium, Pasco goes on to defeat Hermiston 42-26. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us and watching it. For Craig West and Zippy Zimmerman and our production crew with SWX, we thank you all and hope